All right, people. Welcome again to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. For sure, people, for sure, we are here to discuss Omari Hutchinson. Why? Who is Omar Hutchinson, and why do we necessarily need to discuss Omari Hutchinson? Very interesting topic this one is going to be, and I might say some things that people you might not like. I'm telling the truth, people. I might say something that you guys might not like, and unfortunately, it's a reality of how the thing is right now, and specifically football in Jamaica. Now, there's a lot of talk about Jamaicans in the World Cup, and for sure I'm one person who don't like discussing Jamaicans in the World Cup because we don't have Jamaicans not in the World Cup, so there's no reggae boy in the World Cup per se. Yes, players of heritage, Jamaican heritage, that don't necessarily mean that they are Jamaicans in the World Cup. So I don't really like to discuss that aspect or even tie players to the World Cup. Nonetheless, we are here to discuss Omar Hutchinson and what is happening with Omar Hutchinson at Chelsea and what does his future looks like. And let me tell you for now, you probably cannot close out the show for right now. There's strong possibility based on the trajectory of Omar Hutchinson, we might not get the opportunity to really cement Omar Hutchinson in the Jamaica Reggae Boys team. Strong possibility. I'm just saying, people. Let's get to the meaning of the matter. So there's an article specifically that was his name, the coach of Omar Hutchinson at Chelsea, Graham Potter. I'm going to read that article so you guys can see it. It's right here beside me. As you can see right here. So let's get to the meat of the matter. What we're here for, people. As you can see, Graham Potter speaks about Omari Hutchinson. So let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. Not here to waste any time. So Omar Hutchinson, one of those academy players that gets you off your seat when they get the ball at their feet. He's an exciting young talent, and Chelsea are more aware of that than anyone. Chelsea have a great record of bringing in youth into Chelsea have a great record of bringing in youth into a starting 11. Nah. That they are capping, people. They are really capping. They are capping. That's not so. I know that for a fact. Hey, if you watch the Premier League, you know for a fact that they are capping, right? you know that they are capping right there. Chelsea is not known for bringing in any youths in the starting line. Right? That's not their thing. That's not the Chelsea way, people. That's not the Chelsea way. Let me continue. Let's consider. So, and Hutchinson will be looking at Mason Mount's trajectory into the first team as a benchmark to look at. See, they're going all the way back to Mason Mount. And who brought Mason Mount into the team? It was actually Lampard. Who was the one who brought Mason Mount into the team. Now, Graham Potter has been speaking about the youngster and gave him heavy praises in an interview today. Let's get to the interview. Speaking after the game, Graham Potter had this to say about the young player. Omar Hutchinson is really good. He has been really dangerous. Asks a question all the time. Fabrizio Romano stated that Chelsea are convinced Omar Hutchinson will be an important player for the club in the future, which shows how highly the club rate his ability. So basically, they're looking at it. So Chelsea have changed their recruitment policy to build towards youth, and Hutchinson will be expected to be a part of that young squad when it is eventually assembled over the next few years. He may be expected to get some game time in the first team in the second half of the season if significant signings aren't made in January. Exciting times ahead for Hutchinson. Exciting times for real people. Exciting times. Really exciting times. Alright. So, the main reason I'm doing this video, people, is to highlight Omar Hutchinson and what expectations versus reality. Expectations versus reality. Oh, that those fellow people. Let me tell you the truth. It's not a good look for Jamaica, if I'm being honest. Expectation versus reality. Now, as we all know, last time Reggae Boys played a friendly, I think the last friendly we played was against, was it Morocco? You know, sir? Let me check. Let me check. Let me check, people. Need to check this. I think it was Morocco was our last friendly. Nope, it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh, Cameroon. Cameroon was our last friendly, people. Yeah. Good. So Cameroon was our last friendly. I remember what happened. Um, we reached out to Omar Hutchinson. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? For those who don't know, based off the reports that you can see the reports, they were all over the place, that Chelsea never wanted Omar Hutchinson to come to Jamaica. Based off the reports. These are what the reports are saying. As you can check, the reports were on, I think it was on Sports Bible, Sky Sports. There was a lot of people reporting the same thing. Credible journalists as well from the Chelsea fraternity, that they were saying that it's best if he stayed in camp, based on the fact that he's so close to first team football. And these were the numerous reports. But let me tell you something, people. The trajectory that Omar Hutchinson is on right now is definitely looking to be a long haul for Omar Hutchinson and Jamaica. It's going to be a long haul, people. Despite the fact that we gave him his debut against, I think it was Catalonia, he got his debut. Despite that, it's most definitely going to be a long haul to get him into the Reggae Boys, the senior Reggae Boys squad, in capping him. And let's look at this now. Most players that are not born in Jamaica don't resonate with Jamaica. Most, not saying all. What do you mean by resonate with Jamaica? Yes, they may have the cultural background of Jamaicans, but they weren't born here, so they don't have that strong affiliations with the country. I.e., let me give you a good example of that. Isaac Hayden. He blatantly said that despite having a Jamaican heritage, playing for Jamaica is not his dream. It's not his dream. It's not his lifelong dream. Whereas he know for a fact that you playing for Jamaica, you have that love, you have that passion. It's not. And he explained that openly. So, saying that to say this, people. There are so much players who got snubbed by England in the World Cup. Don't believe for 1 second that these players don't heavily rely on getting another opportunity with the England squad. They are waiting for another opportunity because that is their dream, that is their aspiration. There's no way your dream and aspiration is to become a doctor, and then when you end up driving a taxi, you feel that level of fulfillment. No, and that's just the reality of things. Now, there could be one factor in this now, whereas the World Cup is coming up, right? And basically, Jamaica would have gotten a showing into this in the World Cup based off the structure of the World Cup, where the location of the World Cup. Now that's the Mexico, the United States, and the Canada. That makes it a bit easier for us to make it the World Cup. Now, the question we may beg to ask the question: will this now open the door to some of these players looking and say, okay, there's a strong chance of Jamaica making it, but even if we make it, what is the reputation? What are we likely to do? What is the project going forward from there? Because if I should start playing for Jamaica, the prestige of playing for Jamaica, what does it come with? I.e., you're playing for England, you're in the England national team. More money, big bonuses. You're likely to play some of the small competitions, winning a trophy. You're likely to get some level of silverware at the international level. Something that all players have dreamt of. Every single footballer dream about winning silverwares at the international level. Might not be the World Cup, but at least something. So these are the factors that we have to look at, people. Now, on to the fact that after Omar Hutchinson made the move to Chelsea, we have called him a few times to represent Jamaica, and he didn't turn up. Does that send a message that we might not get him? Now, with his rising now, with his stock rising, whereas Graham Potter is speaking so highly of him, Fabrizio Romano is speaking so highly of him, other clubs are looking at him as well. This is now the time where Southgate and his plans, because I don't think England are going to get rid of Southgate. This is his time where he's going to say, okay, let's see what we can do with these younger players. Replace some of these players that tried and it didn't work out. So strong possibility, more than likely, he would be one of those players on the list. So my thought or my my resolution to most Jamaican reggae boy fans is, I do believe it's no time for us to kind of switch your eyes off him a bit, because the possibilities of him now coming to represent us are actually lower than even before. Significantly lower than even before. Saying that, we might not definitely get him. The expectations are we would love to have him, but we might not. Live Gonatev said the issue is there's no solid structure and project for the players like Omari and others invest them future in. Big up Riches and Royalties. Big up Live Gonatev. Massive respect. You think he's going to play for Jamaica? It's on a percentile. On a percentile, I'm going to say maybe 13%. I'm going to say 13%. The other 87%, no. 13%, yes. The other 18%, no. Other 18%, no. I don't think so. Big up Brown Gat Security. Odian Davis, big up as well. Island Carp, big up. Omar is an upcoming world-class player. He needs to be in the team, and he needs to be in the team and not whisper. So why? Oh boy. Richard said, England not gonna make that mistake. Yeah, they can't tell. They not allow Jamaica to get these young budding talents. No, luckily, we caught some of these players, like the Jamar Clark and these guys. We caught some of them at a younger stage where we can maybe show them, expose them to the culture and these things. But the problem is now, after that stage, what? Now, interesting is, for me, I do believe, as much as though I've beaten the JFA for many things, beaten the coaching staff for many things, I do believe that there are certain aspects that are getting a little bit better. Certain aspects. And based off planning, I do believe things can kind of shake up a bit. But going forward, we need to see action. As I said, we need to see action, because more talk alone cannot really prove anything. Actions really prove what the main deal is. Action prove what we're up to. Action prove what's likely to happen. So even though I'm hearing the right things being said, the best way for us to believe it, that there's some changes, is by us seeing things happening. Javid said MG should call him for the last two World Cup qualifiers. England are going to take him. JFF out. No. Big Dog said, didn't Omari do a one-time switch to get his Jamaican passport? Getting dual citizenship, it not necessarily means the deal is done. It means the deal is done. The deal is done when him get capped. That is where the deal is done. So it don't matter. Dual citizenship, it don't really matter. It opens the door for both opportunities, but it don't mean the deal is done. Many players have dual citizenship. Many players that you're seeing playing in World Cup right now have dual citizenship. And they're playing for the country that they weren't even born in. I.e. Hakim Ziyech. Playing for Cameroon, born in Spain, I believe. Dual citizenship, and he's playing for Cameroon. Rich said cap in a competition. Exactly, cap in a competitive game. Omar said, Richard said it's have to be a better cause. It have to be better because the world sponsors don't deal with foolishness. I agree. Especially such a big brand. I said once Morocco had a structure, they were able to get dual nationals with like Hakimi and Ziyech. Jamaica should do something similar. The structure is lacking. I believe that the structure is lacking. But as I said, I'm hearing a lot of talking. So I have my eyes open. I have my eyes open to see what's gonna happen. Javid said, why never play under 20 qualifiers? Now that is the interesting one, because if he had played the under 20 qualifiers, for sure he would be capped. No, he wouldn't. I think he would be, no, he wouldn't be capped. I think you have to be capped at the senior level. But I do believe that they never wanted him to play. I believe so. Or maybe came in a bit late. I think it was document issue at that point in time. But I think it was document issue at that point in time. Marvin Ferran said, this is my opinion. I strongly believe that he would come and play for Jamaica Reggae Boys. He will be in the national team. He will be in the Nation League and also Gold Cup. Boy, I wish I had the same faith as you, Marvin. I wish I had the same faith as you. Island Carter, MG, do you think Jamaica should do what Morocco did and get all overseas player? The Morocco team is not 100% overseas player. They have a few players in the team locally as well. Richie said Chelsea told to come train. No, Richie. They never want him to leave. They never wanted him to leave because the story that was reported, I think Mirror, The Guardian, a few articles reported the story that because he's so close to first team football, that's one of the reasons why it didn't turn up. Because he has strong possibilities of playing first team football. So that's one of the aspects that they're looking at. Those are the reports that were coming out. The leader, big up. Even one cap does not lock him. Exactly. I think 3 caps. You need 3 caps to lock him in. But at present moment, with the trajectory that he's on, I'm not sure. The leader said has to be the Nation League or Gold Cup. If we can get him for either, we can lock him. But the problem is, will we get him? I believe if we don't get him for the Nation League, we can call it over. If we don't get him for Nation League, MG player, stop telling lie. Of their players that born in France and Spain, no local player in the team. Stop your foolishness. All right, let me check. So it doesn't matter. Does it matter? Does it really matter? Let me see. Let me check. All right, so this is it. 14 players in the squad were born outside of Morocco, with players born in Spain, France, Belgium, Canada, and Netherlands. 14 players were born outside of Morocco. All right, so listen to this now. Who was saying that if it up tell lie? Who did say if it up tell lie? Let me see. Island Cart. Let me clear this up now, Island Cart. Let me tell you now. At least 12 players in the squad, including Yossi Beno, Nefif Agird, and Yosef El Nezri, had their formative years in the local league. So this is what they're telling me. It's good to do research here. Let me see. Home-based contingency. The recent success of American clubs on the continent's local players in the national team. Ahmed Ridad. I can't pronounce the name of the people. So are members of the home base contingent for Morocco in Qatar. 1, 2, 3 home base players from the National League in Qatar, and 12 of those players played their first years in Qatar. So, Island Card, go and check that out, please. Go and check that out. Kimani Allen said, I don't think Jamaica should do that. We have quality local in Jamaica. The leader said the squads for the Nation League and Gold Cup will be important as World Cup qualification starts in 2024, approximately 16 months away. Javid said, you have to make 3 caps before the age of 21 to be cap tied to a country. At this age, he has to make 3 caps to luck to us. So let's see. If no people may use the Nation League. If no Omar Hutchinson for the Nation League, can call it done. Karim said no. The point is that they're not playing in their local team now. They develop in Europe. At the end of the day, they still have 3 players from the local league. You know what that does? You know, a lot of people don't really understand the reason why these things happen. Those 3 players from the local league is a reason. Those 3 players from the local league is a reason. Let me tell you the reason. The reason is that if there's no pathway through the local league to the national team, the local league spells no sense. If there's no player in the local league, it means the local league don't make any sense. The reason for that is to give hope and a bit of put the mindset to the players that if you work hard enough, you will be there. And it gives the local league that sense of drive. Let's see who can make it. Let's work hard. Because if you don't put any local league player at all in the national setup, you know what that means, people? It means that you should not even try hard enough because you won't make it no matter what. And that makes no sense. That's very, very demoralizing. Karen said, yeah, but the Jamaica does want to bring a whole squad. That's different. That's different now. That's different. When you have players playing in Europe at the highest level who wants to represent for the nation, you have to factor in that. Because they are playing at the level that everyone wants to be. You have to factor in that. Island card, but you see the island card, you call me a big liar upon my program. And you still not track back. You're not able to say you're wrong. You can't admit you're wrong. Island card, Richard, overseas player is the answer. Look at Senegal, Ghana, and Morocco. They have all overseas players, no local players. They are successful. Island card, could you please do your research? There are 3 players in the squad from Morocco right at this present moment who are playing in the local league. 3 players, and 12 of those out of 12 players from the squad were developed. They started off their career in the local league. 12. 12. So Island card, please do your research before. All right, so Island card deliberately ignore me, cause him know. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make him see it. I'm gonna make him see the article for himself. Cause him deliberately ignore me. Him thinking slick. Island card thinking slick, man. Alright, so let me find the article. Alright, so here it is, Island card. Diaspora players, brilliance of local league. 5 interesting facts about Morocco World Cup squad. Alright, so I think that's the page. So let me zoom it in so you guys can see it. It's a hell of a thing when you don't do research. And then you sprout what you say is facts. So this is it, Island card. 14 players. So may I put it up for about 10 seconds so Island card can see it. Yeah. About 10 seconds may I put it up for. MG, you want your friend them in them team and you don't like the overseas players at all. Jano, sorry, that we're going to. Island card. First of all, you can admit when you're wrong. That's the first thing first. That's the first thing. May I put it up for 10 seconds so you can read it for yourself? That may I do. May I put it up first? Alright, so since we put it up, I'm take it down now. So first of all, let me say, Island card, you must be able to be a man and admit when you're wrong. You must be able to be a man admitting you're wrong. And I realized that even when you realize you're wrong, you know what you did? You did a deflection. The deflection is, me only say that because more of my friend them in our team. That is a deflection. You must, if I came here and say something blatantly wrong, you know, I have to be held accountable for that. I'm not saying that you must be held accountable. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when you're wrong as a man, you can admit that you're wrong. When you're wrong as a man, you must can admit, say, hey, yes, what I said is wrong. And rather than accepting you being wrong, you did a deflection. I don't do that. People have to see my face every day. I have to go up on many different platforms. Every day, different categories or type of people have to see me. And when I'm wrong, I accept them wrong. When I'm wrong, I accept them wrong. I have to do it. I have to learn. That's how we learn. That's how we improve as an individual. MG have held accountability for none, right? Exactly. Richie, for weeks, I have to be held accountable for that. For weeks, we have to be held accountable for that. Well, how much was made held accountable for? A whole lot of things we have to be held accountable for, Richie. A whole lot of things. It's not walking past me, no time. Yeah, man. I have to be held accountable for everything. Island Car said when Grim start get all the overseas players, put them in. You see it though. Island Car. You're still not all in any level of accountability. Anyways, you're good. Me not gonna follow you up in the Island Car. When Grim start get all the overseas players and put them in the team and they are getting the results, you are gonna shame said the local players are not good enough. Oh boy. You know a funny thing? When local players don't perform well, and me do a video say, boy, this not work right, them man not work right, this and that. The most views the video that get a change. Nobody no want to see that. But make a man come out and start bash everybody. That's what I want to see. Island Car, no, me realize in the world we live in right now, it's either you're overly on one side or you're overly on the next side. So either heavily aggressive, negative, or overly positive. You're overly aggressive, or overly negative, or overly positive. There's no middle ground. Kevin Williams said, Kimani Allen, the local Arnett Garden, good enough except for Blake Bailey. The local aren't good enough except for Blake, Bailey, and Lowe, in my opinion. But I'm not the coach. The coach will pick his team. And if him pick garbage and fail, it's his head that will roll. Can't go against that. Once the coach them fail, for them head go roll. Now, we have under 17 coming up. And it's very good. It's very, very good that we have the best players going to represent us at the under 17 level. Now, currently, the training session starts for under 17. I'm looking forward to see a variety of players coming in, coming out. That one is going to be interesting. I'm going to keep lock on to that one, give you guys consistent updates. Richard said those players just work on their game to me better. To be better. Kimani Allen said, I believe it would be a slap in the face to our local players if we only use overseas players. That would be very much discouraging on every level, every single level. Let me show you something, people. A lot of people don't know. In England, there's a thing that every big dog said, we just have to see big dog and comment them and move fast. So me not ask them. We need to look at ranking as well from Chelsea. He played very well yesterday as well. We need to be scouting those Birmingham, London and Manchester Academy for players. That's a hotbed for Jamaican. Agree. But the problem is no, big dog. Oh, Biggie Dan. I'm gonna say big dog. Biggie Dan. The problem is not Biggie. Scouting takes money. Unless JFF are going to put aside a budget for scouting. I don't think we're going to see that. As I said, I hear a lot of talking, but let's see if the action are going to fulfill, are going to ripple behind the talking. Karumi Hughes said, Jamaica Football Federation firstly have to be honest and transparent and accountable for their action and give the local players a hope and give overseas players a chance to be a part of the family. It's a balance. It must be a balance. If it's 30-40, if it's 30-70, 40-60, even if it's 30 or 20% in favor of local and the other 80% overseas who are playing at the highest level, no problem. At least have some level of balance where there's a route or a route to the national team for every single body. Once there's a route to the national team for every single body, I do believe that you're likely to have a better program. Martha Lou said, what do you have to be ranked in FIFA for the cap rule to be a great factor to players trying to get transfer out the region? I'm not sure. I think maybe in the 20s or below 20s. Karim Hughes said, real Targuna, balance. Roger and Bennett said, we need the best team. If we identify local players good enough, then they should be selected. If we don't see any local players capable, then we have to work with the overseas players. And I understand. Ooh, my camera gone. But she did. All right. I think I'm back. And the funny part about it, people, is that when me say when me usually say talent there, people say, boy, MG. No, be a fool, just me a chat this and that, I rate it. That's how strange it is. That's how we as fans we operate. If you tilt the camera a little bit. Jump back in the comment section. I've got about 6 more minutes to complete, people. Island Carter, did you see the Captain Netflix with Andre Blake documentary and you see the reason why we never go World Cup? Because the local players bad mind the overseas players. It has to be bad mind, right? Listen, we know for a fact that there was issues in the camp. We know that there was issues in the camp. But that issues is in every World Cup camp. We never qualified because we lack quality. That's why we never qualify. That's one of the biggest reasons we never qualify. Second, we never qualify because there was too many internal issues. That's the second reason. So, bad man, I know that one of the big reason we never qualify. Internal issues and the administrative aspect, I'm sure about that. Quality-wise, I'm sure about that as well. Those are the two things I'm sure about. Bad mind, I don't know. That can be opinionative. Richie said Midlands is now a hotbed for Jamaicans, so when Whisper goes there and score 56 goals while playing for Broken House, Broken House. Oh, I think that's the middle, the Scandinavian League region. I believe we're going to see a lot of Jamaican players moving to that side because it's the easiest route to Europe, actually. So it's a good move as well. It's a good move. People usually say, boy, once you're good enough, you will be out. Let me tell the people, and I say go. A lot of people don't know it go, but I say go. Kevin Williams said, Kimani Allen overseas. Jamaicans are Jamaicans, whether they born here or not. The best available players should play even if them born on Mars and them born on the island. I agree with that 100% as well. Kareem said no more than 5 players playing in the local league should be in the national team. It don't really matter. It don't really matter where they play. It don't really matter where they play. That's it. Imagine if we as fans have so much different conflicting views and opinions about the national setup. Don't you think it's similar to the players as well? Do you believe it's similar to the players? Kevin Williams said we never had a good coach either. Shaquille Smith said talent is here, but it's been wasted. We either need to improve the standard of football in Jamaica or get these talented players out of Jamaica into better league and academies. I do believe talent is here. Yes, I do believe that. The problem is infrastructure, i.e. the structure of football in Jamaica. There's not a proper structure of football in Jamaica to say, okay, these players are at the developmental stages. These players are at this particular stage. This player is ready to move on to that level. We don't really have that. The biggest developmental structure in Jamaica for Jamaican football is schoolboy football, in which is wrong. Shaquille said, talent, just read that. Alan Carr said, low tell lie and coach's challenge said there was no problem in the camp and see there, now the Netflix exposed the lies he was saying. Omar Fowling said, most JA don't like the overseas players because most of them not flashy. They bring industry and technical ability. J-Cons love guys who can beat players. Football is more than that. Alright, so that is the reason Jamaica love Brazil, right? Flashy players. Island Car says, so MG of Grim pick all over. If Grim pick all overseas, who do you mean Grim? What am I call Grim? All overseas players in the team, would you have a problem? Yes or no? No, I wouldn't. Why would I have a problem? Why would I have a problem? My problem, is the performance, You've never heard. Listen, people. I'm not one to discuss or to who I have problems with. My biggest problem is performance on the pitch. That is my biggest problem. Performance on the pitch. And that is the reason why I said the way we feel because of quality. That is why I said how we feel is because of quality and administrative issues. Quality and what happened on the pitch. If a man not good enough, lacky quality, like the depth, like the guile to bring us over the line, that is where the problem is at. That's where the problem there. Administrative issues, the traveling arrangement, housing arrangement, all that type of something there, them affect performance. Those off the field issues affect performance. And we found out about the big bust up between the players and the Gensec. Kimani Allen said, I don't believe that we didn't qualify because we lack quality. I believe we lack unity and purpose. We lack those as well. I do believe we lack quality same way. We can't leave for any quality aspect. We can't leave on that. If you guys can clearly remember some of the games don't lose, were boiled down from some little individual mistake. We lose a game against Mexico, all down to a game with a lead. That game that was leading, that would have been 3 points, and those 3 points could have brought us through. And that's individual. Jada, big up Berry. Yeah, man, the local man, them bad man for true silly zit. Member said, them man, yeah, I had mine no clean at all. Hey, Berry, no easy. So here's the local man and bad man. Island Car said, all the UK players doing well for their club, expect their country because of the coach that we have back then. Alright, so going forward from here now. So let's have a look now. Let's have a different perspective now. Let me read the last comment. Ravan Bennett said players should be selected based on quality and not where they play. And not all players who play at higher level is better. True. No, that's true. That's true. I agree with that. That's true. Me no defender where I play in a championship was way better than Maguire. And Maguire play a World Cup. Maguire did the World Cup for England. Maguire play for Manchester United in England. And me no player. Me no football. Me no player who play a lower tier division or better than Maguire. So you go. Maybe Maguire is an anomaly. We're just one unique case, but we know that for sure. So let's have a different look at now. The question that I'm going to ask, me run this question. This is the next question I'm going to ask. The next show I'm going to do is going to be based around this question. Do you believe, I write it down as well, people, because my brain is so fresh, not bad like phone, so I have to write down things to remember. Do you believe that that Al Grimson will be able to take us over the line? May I ask the question right now? Me ask the question right now. So me take 3 answers for it and then me close off. Me close off at the 50th minute. Me not gonna run the show to an hour. I have to go run up on the road because I have so much to go this morning. So that is the question, people. Do you believe that Al Grimson will be able to take us over the line? Historically, he has done it before with based off what he said, with less quality. Jamaica team just needs to be humble and play as a team, and we will do good. Alright, so nobody answer that question. Me close off the poll right now. You know, people, make a question say, people. Make a question say that this has nothing to do with the Omar Hutchinson situation. So I'm gonna leave that question there and do a different show on that. So I'm gonna leave it right there, so people. So I'm gonna close the poll. If we continue like this, England come call and like this, will England come calling? If he continues like this, will England come calling? Yes, 66% said yes. We might lose him, 23%. 9% said no. 72% vote. Christopher James said, you all hype up about Omar because he's English. I bet if Dujan Whisper was an English-born young man, you would all want him in the Jamaica team. You all haters and double standards. Woo! Christopher James, that throw some punch here. Punch it. Hey. Boss, that throw some punch. People, I'm not a professional boxer. I've only boxed about a few times in the army. I'm winning a match by technical default. Get knocked out and still win. Yeah. Anyways, people, may I close off now? As I said, people, with the question, leave it there, people. Christopher James, if a player is good enough, he should be selected. He should be considered. Once he's good enough. No matter when I play, in could have done a thing about 2, a roll some ball. Once him good enough, he should be able to play. But anyways, people, massive respect, people. Thank you very much for tuning in this early morning program. Don't know anything already, people. I'll see you guys again for the next one. Until next time, people. MG Sports TV, people. Omar Hutchinson, keep on doing the good work. Hopefully, when we call next time, I hope to see you. When we call next time, I hope we'll see you. Big up. Massive respect, people. And Merry Christmas when you come, people. At Christmas time. That's how I have my Christmas something. MG Sports TV, people. We're out. See you guys. Oh, under 14, under 16, Pepsi and Coast final today at Calabar. I'll be there. Look out for some clippings and some. Let's look out for something. Big up, people. We're out.